Hello fellow traders and welcome to another quick dose of wave surfing. High volatility is coming this week with ADP, NFP and CPI data, not to mention the highly anticipated Fed rate decision. Therefore, I've decided to be cautious and close some of my positions. It's also good to know when it's time to take profits, so let's harvest. So first trade that I'm gonna close will be the gold trade, as the first A corrective wave has finalized. I mean it's pretty close to finalize. I'm gonna go on the dollar index to show you basically why I decided to close these trades. So there we go. Okay. So we took some profit on gold. Now it's time to move to silver, which also panned out excellent. So yeah, let's take this money. All right, USD JPY next, because I'm expecting a contraction in the dollar. So even though this might go and finalize basically another wave until this 61.8, due to the high volatility, I'm just gonna take it and I'm gonna leave it for now. Just focus after the turbulent market conditions will be over. So let's move on. NZD USD, I would like to keep this trade open. However, if I actually take a look at this A and then B towards C, we have the 100%. It might go to 161.8 on the Fibonacci extension tools right here, but as I said, I'm not gonna bother. So just take it and focus on it later. Next trade, let's see, natural gas. Well, this one basically lets me go to the 1 hour chart. Okay, there we go. Now this is a contraction in the fourth wave for this, so we're expecting another wave down. However, this stopped at the 161.8 from A towards B, so this is what I'm saying. It's basically the end of the C wave and end of 4. So therefore, the contraction has basically the trend is continuing with the fifth bearish wave, and then we're gonna buy. So I have my limit order somewhere around here. So I'm just gonna leave this trade open to monitor it. However, if this stop loss is hit, then obviously I can take a loss as well. So moving on, British pound US dollar. This trade has just hit basically this was triggered. The entry point was triggered, but I am expecting this to bounce, so I'm just gonna leave it open. As for the GBP JPY trade, let me see right here. Where are you? Okay, here. Okay, this is a trade that I posted lately, right? So it's panning out very nicely. As for the Euro GBP, I'm just waiting for that bearish divergence to take effect, right? So once the British pound will gain, then of course we're gonna monitor it and see. But once that British pound will gain strength, the Euro GBP should contract nicely. So we'll see. Now let's go to the charts. Okay, so the GBP JPY trade was posted based on the expectations for the Bank of Japan, right? So this trade was indeed posted on actually yesterday, right? So let's full screen this. This is a daily chart, so in other words, I'm expecting a continuation towards the minuet C, therefore completing minute B. So there, after that, we're going to shoot for minute C and completing minor 4, which is expected to end in minuet wave 4. Obviously, this is one of the main rules of Elliott wave trading. The fourth wave will most likely end in another fourth wave territory from a previous degree. So this is the trading setup, right? If I load the new bars from yesterday until today, only one day, of course, but it did go bearish nicely. So we're in the money with that. We're gonna basically wait and see. So short term we're selling, but we are actually buying at 132.820, right? So we're gonna we're very much looking forward to this move. So it's about 2,500 units on this. So we'll monitor it and see. This should be a good trade. Next, Euro GBP, just like you've seen, I did enter the trade, but we're waiting for this bearish divergence, right? So we'll monitor it, but the way it looks is it's basically preparing to have a fall. As for the GBP USD, let's just load the new bars. This is what I was expecting then, and you actually see that it went down until there, triggered the conservative level, right? So we're gonna see here what's gonna happen. However, I'm not I'm not really worried about this because 161.8 should be hit at this times, and then we're gonna have this inverted head and shoulders on the GBP USD. So from minuet A towards B, we have 161.8, which this C of course is expected to end there. So let's go on the chart and actually see that this is how it panned out, right? So we're on the verge of completing the fifth minuet wave, and then completing minute C, minor C, and intermediate B. So in other words, we're shooting basically for the fourth wave, which will be intermediate C there, right? If you don't know what I'm talking about, just get your feedback from the previous videos, or get the analysis for GBP USD. Now, Euro USD. Euro USD is having a channel, and this is most likely going to be a buy setup, because once a breach happens here, look for a flag. Look for a flag that's gonna basically it's gonna try to enter the channel again. However, the flag formation can give you a very good buy setup, right? So that's one of the reasons why I closed my positions, because obviously gold is expected to rise a little bit after that fall and have basically the corrective of A, right, which will be the B. So that's why I decided to be cautious. Now let's go to the dollar index. Now the dollar index, what it's actually doing right now, obviously, as I said in the previous videos, this is the preferred count, the blue one. So I am expecting it to rise until basically the date when everything will go crazy, right? So the Federal Reserve interest rates decisions. So as you can see, until now it panned out nicely, right? So we had basically a bounce from the previous video. We had a bounce until here. However, this channel is, it's not really looking impulsive, right? So it's most likely going to be corrective. Not to mention that if we do have a fall right here, just like the Euro USD, a flag formation would be a nice sell setup, at least until here, right? And then we'll see if we're going to have another flag here to basically have a confirmation and keep the positions open, if we're going to open some more. But I'm going to stick with the GBP USD and the GBP JPY for now. As for the Euro USD, you just got a tip, so you can actually decide there. Yeah, so today in a few hours we're going to have the ADP, right? Here's the scenario. If the ADP would be good, we're going to have the final move for this on the upside, and then of course the corrective of this, right? So maybe we're going to have a good data, maybe we're going to have a bad data. I don't really know for sure, of course, so that's why I decided to be cautious. So I'm going to wait until I have a confirmation either on this side or either on this side, right? Those are the trading scenarios. So we're basically going to wait and see. Thank you very much for watching. This was Richard with Lionheart EWA. Be sure to visit our website, lionheart-wa.com. Just a quick announcement here: we are active with the managed accounts. So if you are looking to have your funds managed in a professional manner, look into the managed account section. We are indeed accepting US clients as well, not to mention European and Asian. So yeah, see you there. Stay in the green and many pips ahead.